Hey, everybody. Today is April 14th, 2026, and you're listening to the While We Still Can podcast, where we talk about Missouri news, national news, sometimes international news, and whatever we want to dish about. Tina's here. Hey, Tina.
What up?
I'm Lisa, by the way. Crazy times we're living in right now.
Okay, so hold on. Before we talk shit on Missouri,
Yeah.
I do want to say that TMZ setting up shop in DC, I feel like some of our conversations were like the pre-TMZ of Congress. But I think that might be our way out of fascism. Maybe they'll do some real reporting. So maybe.
I'll take whatever works at this point, man.
I
Yeah,
mean,
who would have
any
thought?
reporting.
Who owns, I wonder who owns TMZ.
Oh, we'll have to look that up.
Earmark that.
Yes. Bookmark.
So jumping into some Missouri news, Missouri income tax repeal plan's first year cost jumps to $4.2 billion in the Senate. So this is an article from the Missouri Independent. If you guys aren't following them yet, you totally should. They're excellent. This article is by Rudy Keller. Woo, go Rudy.
Rudy.
Yeah. I'm just going to read the first part of the article here. The first year cost of a House passed proposal to eliminate the Missouri income tax ballooned to $4.2 billion under revisions made in the state Senate that were called, quote unquote, drafting errors Monday during a committee debate. Despite the potential costs and misgivings of some Republican members of the Senate Senate Fiscal Oversight Committee, the bill passed Monday afternoon on a 6-3 party line vote. The proposal would place a constitutional amendment on a ballot later this year, asking voters if they want to give lawmakers the power to increase and expand state sales tax to replace the income tax. So, again, just to revisit, we're not a state that has a ton of tourism. We do have some, sure, St. Louis, Kansas City, Branson, the Lake of the Ozarks, but we're not Texas, we're not Florida, we're not California.
And okay, like the people going to Branson aren't really looking to spend like a super shit ton of money,
probably not. Maybe some of them are, but anyway, I think that we're going to be able to replace those losses from the that tax. But anyway, they're still dishing it, or they're still working it.
Well, you know what? We still have to fucking vote on it.
Right.
So,
and they still have to honor our vote, which track record on that is not good right now.
I mean, do they? They don't.
They don't.
There's like, well, they can't do that. And I'm like, well, they sure as fuck are doing it. I don't know. It was kind of like when I had a kid and people are like, no, you just have to make them do it. I'm like, what am I like grabbing her hand and like moving it and making her do it? Like, I don't understand. I mean, I guess what they beat them, but
maybe
I'm not scaring anybody for real. So
this is the kind of debate they're having. It says, it's not hyperbolic to say we are going to be in tight straits, said State Senator Maggie Nuremberg, a Kansas City Democrat. I do not know how we're going to pay the bills. And then families will find it easier to pay the bills without a state income tax, said State Senator Rick Bratton, a Republican from Harrisonville. It is incumbent on us to make the tough decisions that every single family has to make every single day. I don't know, man. I feel like if you got to pay taxes on, a lot of everyday stuff, I feel like it's going to be a harder tax on
poor people,
lower income people. Yeah.
They want you to die. Fuck you. You're poor. Like, be more poor. That's literally what it is.
Bootstraps, right?
Yeah, sir. I have no boots. I'm not sure. And they're so annoying. Speaking of, Josh Hawley, Joggin' Josh. I has nothing really to say today, but he did retweet this Politico article. And the Politico article was Missouri town fires half its city council over a data center deal, which we had talked about. There were 4 of them up for election, and they voted to pass the data center in St. Charles. And after a massive town hall that like 75% of the people there were like, do not do this shit. And they've all voted yes, and they were all up for a re-election, and they all lost. I
Yeah.
love that. That is just, that's enough to keep me for
Yeah,
like
I mean,
another
that's
day.
if we all did that, if every locality did that, we'd turn this mess around.
So hypocritical Josh, as
Yeah.
always,
So what,
with
Josh
zero,
reached? Okay.
zero self-awareness. So he retweeted that article, and then he said and then he like put, quote tweeted or whatever the shit it's called. Working people are trying to send a message. Protect us, not the corporations.
Yeah,
Josh
no
Hawley
kidding, Josh.
retweeted that. So that is like, so he's like, oh shit.
Hmm.
They're going to vote me out. I hope they forget by the time I'm up for re-election. But you know what, Josh? I'm not going to forget. I'm not going to, what else I'm not going to forget? The way that you, quote unquote, kiss your fucking wife.
You've always had an issue with this.
Oh my God.
It's,
It looks
yeah.
like his like lips go inward because he's grossing out so bad because he has to kiss a girl. He don't look like that around Harrison Butker. I'll tell you that. His lips don't look like that around Harrison. So,
We need to cut to like some Air Supply song right now. That would be hilarious.
I need to get that poster out. I should actually have me right now on the
You
wall.
should.
But Josh Hawley, just I think he tried to like wiped off the internet because it's
Yeah.
kind of hard to find.
Oh.
But you can. And his wife's name is Erin Hawley. She's the one
Yeah.
who fought in the Supreme Court to take away your bodily autonomy. So
Indeed, she
she's
did.
also a bitch. So I would feel sorry for her that she is married to Josh Hawley, but
Yeah.
she's a female version of Jolly.
It's a choice, so.
So you can kiss the rest of your life, baby girl, even though I know you guys are probably all doing some shit behind the scenes. And now that TMZ is up in DC, we gonna know.
Well, I feel like there have been how would you put it?
Let's segue
Like
into
open secrets for a lot of people in Washington for a long time that everybody there knows, but they just don't talk about it.
But now they can make money off of it because they can sell it to the fucking magazine.
Yeah.
Sell it, baby. Sell it. I know you guys will sell each other out in one fucking set. You guys will sell each other out over.
Well, if it all came to light, it'd be a lot harder to blackmail them or leverage them or whatever happens sometimes. Just some people.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, but shit coming out, I am super excited to hear because I know there's some about Josh Hawley and Eric Schmidt. We already know about the fart jar, but I'm sure, but no pun intended, I'm sure there's more. So, okay, we had 2 people from the House resign today.
Yeah, sex pests aren't welcome in our government, so
you guys better start campaigns now because we're about to not have a government. Because remember, the government is ran on blackmail because you don't get your power unless you do the weird, nasty shit that they got on tape so they can make your decisions for you.
Hypothetically.
For entertainment purposes only.
Yeah, so yeah, we haven't Eric Swalwell yet. There's some credible that he's been misbehaving as a sex pest.
Okay, but his last name is also Swalwell, which just I just feel like I could turn that into a lot of weird shit that
I'm disappointed. I wish he was. I mean, I just really regret that he has behaved this way.
Yeah, no, like he's a serial, like the allegations are claiming that he's actually a serial sexual assaulter.
Yeah. Alleged.
And
right.
It actually takes me back to our age-old TikTok question of, would you rather be in the woods with a man or a bear? And we're learning even the men that we thought that we could be safe in the woods with are not fucking safe in the fucking woods.
Well, we've talked about this before that, I think there's a lot of guys out there reconciling the fact that, they're learning that stuff they've done is unfortunate, is really problematic. And Maybe at the time they didn't think it was, or they haven't admitted that to themselves, or but
I
here we
also
are.
want, and the thing is I'm never gonna like up my values of, I believe victims and I have discernment as well of, I believe having the intuition of a truthful versus, you're pulling my leg here. But for the most part, I believe victims and I don't know, where was I going?
I think a couple things can be true at once, right? Like it can be
Oh,
true. Well, go ahead.
sorry.
Go ahead.
No, but watching is like Donald Trump is in the Epstein files 1 million times. Like, how
Mhm.
much of his cabinet is like directly implicated in those files? The part that they didn't even redact, like they left it in, they're fine with everything that we've seen. They think that that is okay. And they're not going to do what Eric Swalwell just did, which was the right thing.
No, no,
But they
they're
are
not going to
not
step
going
down.
to even they obviously are
Mhm.
not. They don't care. They're trying to hide it from
Yeah.
you. So there's no remorse there, none of that. And I don't know. Well, I'm going to read you Eric Swalwell's little tweet, that
Okay.
his resignation letter, because it also wasn't even, it was very, sorry, very, is a male apology, sort of, like, okay, I am deeply sorry to my family, staff, and constituents for mistakes and judgment I've made in my past. I will fight the serious false allegations made against me. So he's saying they're false. So,
Okay.
however, I must take responsibility and ownership for the mistakes I did make. So
So
what did
some
you
of it's
make?
true.
But you did it. Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
right. I am aware of efforts to bring an immediate expulsion vote against me and other members. Expelling anyone in Congress without due process within days of an allegation being made is wrong. But it's also for my constituents. Oh, but it's also wrong for my constituents to have me distracted from my
Yeah.
duties. Therefore, I plan to resign my seat in Congress. I will work with my staff in the coming days to ensure they are able, in my absence, to serve the needs of the good people of the 14th congressional district. And did he drop out of the governor's race? I'm pretty sure he did.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it can be person needs to be innocent until proven guilty, right? Before you go to jail. You have irreversible consequences in your life. But it's also true that it's a very tiny percentage of sexual assault accusations that are false or fabricated. So, I mean, I think it's reasonable for this guy to step away from his public job while it gets sorted out. Hey, if he's been falsely accused by this many people, which probably won't happen, then get back in the game. There's always next time. But right now is not the time.
No, it's not. But also, like, I really wish that this was what happened when this sort of information came out.
Mhm.
Like, hands
Like
out, like
universally.
it's like,
Yeah.
how did we move away from expecting that?
Yeah. Well,
Demanding.
the same reason that because this administration has just absolutely freed people who have all these views, sexist views, misogynistic views, racist views. They're no longer made to feel like that's a shameful thing. And the same thing for these guys that do bad things. They're like, you maybe they're probably like they don't need to be ashamed of that anymore, which is abhorrent. But
Yeah.
again,
Well,
that's why no, we have to make an example and move forward saying no, that is absolutely not okay. And anybody that has those credible charges should get out of the picture.
yeah. No, and then they're
Credible.
making fucking decisions about
Yeah.
they think that they are the responsible ones to make like the decisions about our lives and our bodily autonomy. And when you out
Yeah.
there sucking and fucking, okay? Sorry. But okay,
Yeah.
speaking of, we got Rep Tony Gonzalez from
Yeah.
Texas. Okay, another weirdo sex dude. These guys are weird. Like, okay, but Tony,
I think that's really something that he's stepping down in Texas because he's what is he U.S. from Texas? Is that
yes,
right?
he is. So,
From
but I
yeah.
need to read his tweet. because he's such a turd. Maybe I think this might be like, maybe he's like cousins to the Duggars or something. There is a season for everything, and God has a plan for us all. When Congress returns tomorrow, I will file my retirement from office. Oh, he's just
He's
retiring.
gonna
He's not.
retire. Well,
What a
you know what
bitch.
that means.
He gets his pension.
He's probably gonna get his, we're gonna be paying for his lame ass the rest of his life. Great.
Didn't his mistress person like light herself on fire?
She did. I don't know if it had to do, I mean, we don't know why. There could be a variety of reasons, but
You're gonna let Tony? Ugh,
yeah,
God, these people are fucking gross. Like,
we don't know.
why?
But yeah, I think she died by suicide, I think.
That's crazy. Well, perfect. Now that Donald Trump posted a picture of himself as the Red Cross doctor.
I believe that. I mean, of course you can, because there's absolutely nothing.
I can't even. Okay, what I can't believe about it is that that's what everybody's mad about. Like, that's a line for a lot of people right now, and I'm like, the child rape. What? Like, the Epstein files were not.
It doesn't make any sense, does it? It doesn't make any sense.
Well, no, it actually makes perfect sense. It tells you clearly what they care about and their values. And child rape and traffic is not something that they care about or think is bad. One of the two, right? I mean,
it's appalling. But at this point, again, I'll take anything that opens some people's eyes.
Okay, I'm gonna play the clip of him.
Okay. We are going to listen to his
social media post of this AI-generated image that depicts him as Jesus Christ.
I did post it, and I thought it was me as a doctor, and had to do with Red Cross as a Red Cross worker there, which was...
Still, the post has been taken down. The White House has not said why.
Yeah, so we have a doctor or Jesus, AI, Trump. One of the I still cannot believe that what people are about, but he sounds like when like a 2-year-old is lying. They're like, yeah, I don't know about that. Just obviously full of shit. Orban's out. That's exciting.
Yeah, let's talk about that. This is huge. I'm so excited about this. You know who I'd like to talk about talk to right now is Mr. Unger, Craig Unger. He's been a guest on our show and is a lifelong student of international organized crime, including like crime. And anyway, I feel like this is one of our first dominoes for all this bullshit to start to fall, that this guy lost his election in an overwhelming fashion. So as you know, he's the leader of Hungary. Thank you. And
he looks like he's big hungry.
And like, you know, Vance went there and had, you know, promoted him, and JD Vance is just universally horrible. Everybody, no, I can't think of anybody that likes JD Vance. And the fact that he went there and like got panned and this guy got voted out, this is just wonderful. So excited about it. That's what can happen here or anywhere else that's got, you know, fascist wannabes that are trying to take hold. It doesn't have to be that way.
Well, and if you read anything about the guy who won, is actually not liberal. He's conservative, but he's not
a fascist.
Yeah, but okay, so Orban like left yet? Has time to have a January 6th?
I don't think so, but that's a good point. Losing an election is one thing. Leaving and ceding control is a whole nother.
Like there could be a whole mob of people like wiping shit on the walls, like
Hungarian style. Yeah, it could happen. You're absolutely right.
But wasn't Orban? Didn't he visit Mar-a-Lago before the election, or was CPAC? Is it CPAC that always goes over to Hungary and does like, I think they have that organization over there as well. And they do like a conference there. And so they kind of play the same playbook with what they do. I'm going to look it up right now.
Okay.
Yes, they do a CPAC in Hungary.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And so now what's going to happen is, not only is it good that there's not a fascist leader in Hungary anymore, but there will be able to have like actual investigations, and we're going to be able to follow the money here and be able, and CPAC is funded from Hungary, which is funded from Russia because they're buds. And so again,
follow the money as
here
usual.
comes Russia. So we got literally working for Israel and Russia. And speaking of, hold on. Oh my God, it's all going back. It's all going back to Russia. Cambridge Analytica. So kind of Epstein emails, if you go to that Gmail world, and it's all there's a bunch about Elon and him talking to Jeffrey to the island and all of this stuff. And on the dates on there, you can line them up, and basically timeline is it overlaps with Epstein traveling to Russia and that Konstantin Rykov dude communicating and meeting with Trump, and the creation of Cambridge Analytica, which stole all our data and voting information and shit.
So what's the overarching theme there?
That Russia was meddling in our data essentially so they could psyop us is what it sounds like to me, you know?
And that they're connecting that to Elon Musk.
Because he also, let me see.
Yeah, I saw I did see the emails that where he was like meeting in Paris or just, run of the mill plans. When are you going to be around? Want to come over the holidays? They're talking about to the island, Epstein Island, but I didn't gather how that pulls together
with Elon,
like, with anything else untoward other than just being there.
I mean, in my understanding of it is basically just like these guys were running of these, basically controlling everything and making all of these decisions.
Everywhere you turn, they have a hand in something.
And literally just conspiracies. Like, why do we even have presidents? You know what I'm saying? Like, these guys are literally making worldly decisions, and the only thing important about them is that they have a shit ton of money.
Yeah.
And they're
hopefully we can
stealing
change
our
that.
money, like corruption. Yeah, no.
Yeah. I mean, it'll be amazing in the future when we can sort all this out, where all the money went. Just billions of dollars. We're getting fleeced right now in so many ways.
We just we went to the moon again, didn't we? Or what did we do?
We did. Yeah.
Like, I give so little fucks about that. Like, it's almost like sports. Like, I
care almost as little as sports.
I care about Gerald more. And I'm still on the fence, Lisa, okay?
About whether Gerald is a thing, a real thing.
You know, I'm really not writing at this point, okay?
Okay.
So
this point.
out.
Yeah, Orban's out.
Burning of the let's end with that. Let's end with that.
Yeah, so I heard, so as you guys have probably heard in the news, there's some fires at some warehouses around the country, and the video that got published was the guy, the perpetrator, as he's setting the fires, he's saying, all you had to do was pay us a living wage. It's a violent protest is what's happening. And then I saw online that, and I haven't had a chance to validate this, but what they're saying is that people are going into bathrooms in like big places like a Sam's Club or big companies' bathrooms, and they're basically injecting something down the toilet that is messing with the pipes in an irreversible way. And nobody can tell who's doing it because you're not allowed to fit in a bathroom, obviously. So it's like,
it's
sabotage, nuisances. The people are gone from protesting non-violently. Now we're damaging.
Damage.
I'm not surprised. I'm not saying it's right. You push people to the brink, and eventually they're going to fight back. And
I am gonna be, and I haven't developed this idea really more than this, but almost some of this stuff is like theater. Like maybe actors are doing this kind of like the DoorDash lady that also testified for the big beautiful butthole. If you didn't see her, she delivered DoorDashed some old lady that she like follows Trump around and like does jobs,
Oh
like
my God.
acts in different places to like testify or I guess be a DoorDash delivery and be there for a photo op. But where was I at before the DoorDash?
Oh, you're talking about people like actors doing things.
Oh yeah. So like to me, it seems very weird that they would catch perfectly as someone was committing arson yelling, all you had to do was pay us more.
Mhm.
Or that toilets are, it just makes me feel like surveillance state. Or like, oh, we need to keep you safe or protect. You guys did this, so now we have to do this.
I see.
Or, they're ruining things, so now everyone gets their freedom taken away. That kind of vibe.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to tell at this point because people have a motivation to do those things. But yeah.
Well, and also one thing that makes me think that maybe they're organic though is
Mhm.
because I feel like mainstream media is not really covering them.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Right.
but I feel like I'm living a psyop, so I'm not really sure.
I want to thank everybody that watched our last YouTube. We got like 14,000 views at the last check. So thanks for watching that.
I think Tony brings the peeps. Okay, but Tony will be back on Friday. He's
be back.
entertaining.
Yeah.
So, and I know he's going to have some updates on
Yeah.
Amanda.
Yeah, he's kind of like smack dab in the middle of a proxy war between the First Lady of the United States of America and this lady, this other gal. So yeah,
Well, he wanted to be a helper.
he's helping.
Yep. He knew when it was his time and he took the call.
And we're glad he did. He's doing a
Yes.
good job.
He is. He's doing great.
All right, well, that seems like a good place to stop. And we'll be back with you soon. And just hang in there, man. This is fun. We're going to make fun of everything until there's some sanity. That's what we'll
We'll
do.
do the TMZ.
Okay.
All right, guys. Have a good night.
See ya. Bye.